of saying anything that is built without God is sand. Anything that you build, anything that I build, that was built, is being built, or will be built on anything other than the true and living God is sand. You have built that thing on sand. And listen, please hear me closely, right? Or hear me clearly. Okay, so there you can build something without God, and that thing can be amazing. Like, you can build your career without God, you can build your marriage without God, you can build your home without God. Like, you can build generational wealth without God. Here is the thing though, that you have to be mindful about. Because, sometimes you see all of these things that were built without God. And I'm talking about, like, they are staggering. They're enormous. And people look at them in awe. And it's like, oh man, I want that thing. Remember, well, let me say this. Just because something is beautiful, just because something is amazing, just because something is, awe-inspiring, that was built without God, do not think that that thing itself doesn't fall. What happens is, things that are built without God, there are two ways for them to fall. Probably more than two ways, but I'm going to talk about two really quickly. First, they can fall from the outside, meaning they fall, they come crashing down, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Like, it's on all the social media stuff. Like everybody in the church, everybody in the neighborhood, you go in the grocery store, they're talking about it all over the place. Why? Because it happened in public. Like, everybody can see it. Like, it's in shambles, it's in rubble. Now, that's one way that things that are built without God, things that are built on the foundation of sand, that's one way that they can fall down. They can fall down and everybody sees it. Like, you don't have to tell the person, or you don't have to tell people. You don't have to have a press conference, to say, hey, this thing that I was building fell. No, everybody saw it. Not only did they see it, they heard it when it hit the ground. So you don't have to convince people. Everybody knows. But the second way that something that you built with sand falls is it implodes from the inside. So when something implodes from the inside, the exterior of that thing still looks like it's all together. So the marriage on the outside still looks like it is all intact. And a lot of times those are the marriages that people be on social media talking about, #relationship goals. And it's like, ma'am, you don't know what's going on in that home. Before you tag that as a relationship goal, you better inquire. You better know what you tagging and signing up to. But when it implodes from the inside, the outside is still intact. The public still think it's fine. Everybody that's looking in from the outside look at it and say, oh, ain't that pretty? I want that. The aesthetics on the outside is still appealing, but in the inside, oh my goodness. Not only can they not stand each other, but I'm talking about there's no peace in the home. There's no peace in the marriage. Even in the business, you can have a bazillion dollars. I said that right. I said it. You heard it. You can have a bazillion-dollar business that was not built on the chief cornerstone, that was built on sand. You can have a bazillion-dollar business built on sand, and it could still, financially on paper, I'm talking about, it looks good. Oh my goodness. But you go inside of the company and there's chaos, there's turmoil in some of every kind of way. Not necessarily that you're going to hear about it on the outside, but those on the inside know that it's not cracked up what to be. It's not cracked up to be the way that it works or looks on the outside. Like, by appearance, it looks good. But on the inside, it reeks, it smells, it stinks. You know, there's fighting going on. There's chaos. Like, what? And that doesn't just apply to marriage and business, but even finances. That applies to anything that can be built. It can either fall down from the outside and everybody knows about it, or it can implode on itself from the inside and just the insiders know about it. You're still gawking after it. You're still being in awe of it. But those on the inside would tell you, child, you don't want to be up in here because it's not what it seems like. That's anything that is built on sand. Anything that is built on sand will fall. We see that in Matthew 7:24-27. It's going to fall. So you have to be careful of what you build on.